In this lesson, we're going to discuss a common SharePoint scenario and how to use the integrated forms feature to improve your workflow. Let's say you work for an HR or an IT department. You need everyone in the company to be able to submit supporting documentation to you. However, they should not have the ability to view or edit any of the information in your SharePoint document library. In the past, a common workflow would be to have someone send you an email, the HR or the IT person would download the documents and then re-upload them to SharePoint. You don't have to do that anymore. With the Forms option, you can have people submit the file directly to SharePoint without giving them permission to view or edit your document library. I have navigated to the demonstration SharePoint site that we have been using in this course. I am in the default documents library. The Forms button is in the toolbar just below the banner at the top of the page. Click on Forms. A floating dialog box will open. When you come here for the first time, all you will see is the Create New Form button. When you create new forms, they will get their own button in this dialog box. Click Create New Form. On the next screen, you'll be prompted to create a folder for the form responses. This is where all submissions will be saved. The benefit of this folder is that you have one place to find all new documents, and then you can move them to the correct location based on your document management policy. As a reminder, we have been building a training site. The training team allows anyone to submit a Microsoft 365 case study to highlight solutions they created for common business problems. Therefore, I'm going to call this folder Case Studies. You can choose a folder color or leave the default yellow. Then click Create. On the next screen, there is a simple form on the left-hand side and some settings and customization options on the right. This form only has the File Upload field. By default, any file type can be uploaded up to a maximum size of 256 megabytes. If you are working in a document library that already has custom metadata columns, you may see additional fields on the form. The fields can be removed from the form by removing the check mark in the box next to any column name in the Show Hide section under Customization on the right side of the screen. At the top of the form, add a name. If you don't, it will generically be called Untitled. You can add an optional description and logo, which I quickly did. This is all that is technically required for a file upload form. However, you can click Add a New Field to capture additional information about the submitted file. It is important to know that adding a field to the form is actually creating a new metadata column in the document library, which will show up in all folders and views by default. You may need to modify your views as demonstrated in a previous lesson. With that caveat out of the way, I am going to show you how to add a field to capture the submission date. Click Add New Field. There are currently 12 options in the selection pop-up box. Choose Date and Time. The title for this field is going to be Date Submitted. You can add a description, use the toggle button to include the time, and there's a toggle button to make the date a required entry. Repeat all the steps as needed to add as many questions to the form as you need for your business process. I added one more field to define the primary application used in the case study. For this demonstration, 2 extra questions are enough. Now I would like to draw your attention to the pane on the right where we can customize the form a bit. For example, I decided that the case study type should be before the submitted date. To change the order of the fields, left-click and hold on the one that should be moved, then drag and drop it into the proper order. Next, we have a drop-down where you can choose a basic theme. The last section under Customized is Settings. The integrated file submission form is not like the full forms experience. Only a few settings can be modified. By default, Accept Responses is toggled on. Putting a check mark in the start and end date boxes will let you select a time frame when the form can be used. Then, when the dates are passed, responses are no longer accepted unless the dates are removed or changed. You also have options to receive notifications for every file submitted, allow only one response per person, and add a custom submission message. For this scenario, I changed the message to let people know that the training team will review their submission within 72 business hours and get back to them with next steps. We are done customizing the form. Click the Send Form tab. The default permission is anyone in the company with a link can respond. A common question I get here is, can I narrow down who can submit a file to this document library? The answer is no, the permission cannot be customized. But remember, allowing somebody to submit a file does not give them access to see or modify anything in the document library. Typically, the worst case scenario is somebody accidentally submits a file to you. Since it goes to a dedicated folder, the extra file won't mess up your normal organization schema. Click the Copy Link button. Now you have a link that you can send to your intended audience using your normal communication channels, such as Teams, Outlook, or adding it to a SharePoint page. To test the form, I am going to click Preview at the top right side of the dialog box. This is exactly what your intended audience will see. The file must be uploaded from your device. I have selected one from my hard drive. Notice that you can only submit one file at a time. I will answer the other two questions and submit. The custom confirmation message appears. If somebody needs to add more than one file, they can click Submit Another Response, provided that the toggle button for one response per person is set to off. To close the loop, I'm going to close the Forms dialog box and select the Case Studies folder. The file has successfully uploaded. From here, you can continue your normal document management process. To manage the form, go back to Forms in the toolbar. You now see a button that indicates that the form is live. From here, you can click on the three dots so you can edit, stop accepting responses, duplicate, or delete the form. Now you know how to use the integrated form options to accept files from anyone in your company without giving them access to your document library. In the next lesson, we will continue to explore the library toolbar and look at workflows.